She was betrayed by her team, sued in federal court, and still came back swinging. Brit Nicole's story isn't about toxic resilience, it's about building from nervous system regulation, not reaction. And yeah, we're going there. Brit, welcome to the Creating Powerful stage. How are you today?
I am fantastic. How are you doing?
Love it. I'm so excited to have you on here. Before we were pressing record, I was like, gosh, why do I think your business is been around longer than I actually think it is been around? It seems like it's been around forever and a day. And you're like, no, it hasn't been that long. I'm like, gosh, you've done really great
Well,
with your branding.
thank you. So Brit Nicole itself has been around for 19 years, but when I migrated and started the umbrella of the Unstoppable SheEO, that's what is
Yeah.
new,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's the new one, but it feels like it's been forever been around. So it's great. It's fantastic. I love it. But I want to dive in with I mean, we've heard anybody can go back and like really listen to all of your story and your background and it's amazing and it's healing and everything else. But I kind of want to start with what does it mean to lead from the front after going through freaking hell behind the scenes? Like, would you mind kind of sharing? I know you've shared in the past openly about the betrayal and the legal battle that followed, but like, what really shifted in you when you chose to speak publicly about it?
Yeah. So I will say that I used to really thrive off of anger. Um, and that that is what got me places of like I want to force myself to be heard because I feel like I'm not being heard right now, or insert whatever of just being hurt and angry inside of not feeling justice, I guess. And so when I was going through the federal lawsuits, I didn't realize how traumatic it would be, not only just like inside me, but financially and even in the business and stuff like that. And I mean, it even got to the point where my phone would ding of my email, and it literally felt like I was getting mauled by a bear because it was either just another invoice from my law
Mhm.
to where I didn't have any more life in me to give. That capability wasn't there. And what I didn't understand was my nervous system
Mm.
was completely shot, and I'm going to be truthful with you. Like during that time, I couldn't even lead a duck to water.
Mm.
I couldn't. There, leadership wasn't a thing. I went through severe imposter syndrome through that because before then, I had the confidence of a freaking king. Like there was nothing that would be able to bring me down. And then when the lawsuit was happening from an employee within the business, it internally um, impacted me to where I was like, oh, maybe I'm not that great of a boss. Like maybe I'm not that great of an entrepreneur. Maybe there is something wrong with me. Like all of these like negative things started building in me, and I couldn't lead from that because I didn't believe it myself. And it took me 3 years, 3 years
Mm.
for me to not only start seeing light at the end of this tunnel of the PTSD or just the fog that came with it, but healing my inner self to where, oh, I found Brittany again. Like there she is. Like
Mhm.
Brittany is able to do this now. Brittany is able to lead. And what the difference is between the leadership Brittany now versus the leadership Brittany then is I'm able to lead from the heart and emotional stances and speak truth and wisdom instead of over here where I was leading from my ego and leading from knowledge. There's a
Mm.
big difference between wisdom and knowledge. And if you don't have the wisdom, you you're just leading from chasing, your ego aspect of things, I feel like. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious. what's been healing or maybe confronting about holding space for others while you still navigate your own story?
Mm, that's beautiful. One example is there's so many people that I didn't realize were going to relate to my story. And one of the healing aspects of things definitely is we're just going to give like a little short tidbit right quick. Before the the lawsuit with the employee of stealing federal theft from my company and stuff. Before that, I was in a domestic violence relationship or marriage, and he ended up killing himself. It was a whole thing. And one of my, I hate calling them students because they don't feel like students. I don't feel like a teacher, right? Just one of my girls that is a part of my Unstoppable SheEO community. Um, the healing part for me was she told me, and I never thought of myself like this. I was her answer to her prayers, like something along what I offered her and what she needed in this space now. She has literally been praying
Mm,
for a long time. And I never I never thought that what I went through and just to be able to speak about it would be healing for other people in that way.
yeah.
And she too went through trauma of an abusive ex took away things, wasn't allowed to have money, and he ended up passing away as well last month. And she's been trying to build this online course for years. And she goes, now I'm able to actually do it. And that alone is healing the inner parts of the older Brittany that still doesn't serve me now, but that older Brittany still needs to be healed a little bit. And that was definitely healing in the aspects of, okay, I didn't go through this shit for nothing.
Yeah.
And it's incredible to be able to see a real life person of things moving for her in her life in a positive way, of something that I just have to offer or just being there for her, you know?
That's amazing. That's fantastic. And um kudos to you for, taking the stage and being visible. Because like you said, there's people out there that you don't know you're changing their lives when
Yeah,
you do a webinar, when you do a Facebook Live, when you're, running the business, when you're putting things out there, you never know who it's really going to be serving. And they may or may not raise their hand. I mean, you just happen to have somebody who was like, hey, FYI, this is what you were able to change in my life. But there is absolute power in your story and walking through and being a couple of steps ahead. I love that. Is there anything that you would give advice towards women who maybe are afraid of feeling too much or not wanting to share a story or not take that mic? What would you have any advice for them?
for sure. I feel like being scared is just your nervous system trying to protect you is
Yeah.
all that it is. It's not a real life belief that is up in your head. It is your body's way of just saying, "Hold up. This is unfamiliar. I need to save you from this tiger attack type thing." And so what I would love to encourage you is you're here on this earth for a reason. Like you are put here for your own story and to connect to other people. And if you went through things that may seem hard or that you don't really want to talk about, or you feel like you should, but you're kind of worried about what other people might think or what have you, I'm going to tell you that nobody else can touch the hearts of other people who need it except for you. I can't do it, even if we have a similar story. Even if I could vomit my story right now and people might relate to it. But if you were to tell your story the way that your personality is and the things that you went through, it is going to connect and heal other people on a way and a level that I can't even do.
So true.
So
So
just do
true.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. I love it. You've said a couple of times the nervous system, right? And I know one of your deepest teachings is about how the nervous system regulation changes how we lead and we scale.
Mhm.
And I'm curious to know, like, would you say most women don't necessarily need another tactic? They need regulation?
100%. That is literally what I say in my webinars and in my classrooms of like, even though like we offer like a specific course for this, I'm like, you don't need another course to heal you or to fix you. You don't need another business coach to fix you or to heal you. Like, what we need to go through is to go speak to the trauma aspect of your nervous system, speak life into that thing, and start getting it regulated, because I promise you, the second that you start working on that, clarity is going to come, and you're going to feel like you don't need to rely upon anybody else to get the information that you need in order to do the next steps in your business, because I promise you, you are already smart enough for that next step yourself.
Yeah, and it's like that clarity then gives you the confidence,
Yes, it
right?
will. Yep.
How would you say does like regulation shape the way that you then go and build your offers or launch or even just show up on a daily basis?
That's a great question. So, the type of process that I put my people through, and I don't know, other people may obviously do it differently, but we all have, when we are going through that phase in our life where we're not regulated, we have decision paralysis, brain fog, all of that stuff. We have certain energy windows throughout the day where we feel okay to do certain tasks, where we can actually follow through on that. And what happens most of the time is people feel forced within hustle culture to just do that task anyways when they don't feel it aligns with them in that moment. And that's what drains all of their energy. And then their nervous system kicks back in of like, okay, well, now we're back in survival mode just to get us through the day. And so, what I would encourage you to do is, I mean, within our thing, I have this it's like this sheet. It's not like a physical sheet because obviously you're not physically with me, but it's an hour by hour for 3 days. And what I wanted people to do is, from the moment that you wake up, you're going to color code that hour and then put what felt good to you and then what felt bad. And you're going to do that all throughout the day for 3 days. And then at the end of that 3 days, we're going to analyze, okay, this open window, what you see, like your 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock time frame of, let's just say, corporate America is going to tell you you need to be on at that point and you need to be doing boom, 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 boom. But in real life aspect of people who aren't regulated and are going through things, it's not how we work. And so we may see their 8 to 9 o'clock energy feels like, okay, we feel semi safe. Right now, I can probably do admin tasks. And that's where they're going to thrive better, is doing admin tasks during that color coded time. And then maybe 2 o'clock hits and they're like, oh, this is when I feel good. Like I can be in front of people, I can talk to people. I'm going to deep dive. And that's where they're going to do all of their needle moving tasks type thing.
Mm.
And so that's how we really create um, aspects within your business that are going to work for your brain and for you where you're at instead of against you. And so those are, if you have the time, if you're going to do it, just try the 3 day check, write it down, put all the things that feel good to you, and then also put the things that don't feel good to you so that you can analyze it later.
Yeah, have you ever had a moment where like you've caught yourself kind of, scaling against your nervous system? Like, and then how do you shift back in?
Oh my gosh, yes. Or
Okay.
it feels completely forced. When you're in that, the things that are going to trigger you are definitely going to be like, you don't want to do it. First of all, you lost your sense of joy and happiness. And everything that you do feels forced, but your mind, your hustle culture is telling you, if you don't do this, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're going to be a complete failure if you don't do this. Which in reality, It's not true. So, yes, I have experienced that. And what I've had to do, I've had to move out of my ego because I've noticed for myself is whenever I get into that hustle culture phase of forcing things to happen, I'm working in my ego of what that means for me is I'm chasing after the money. I'm chasing after the accolades from it. Um, it insert whatever aspect of things that is what I'm going for, and it feels icky and it feels forced. But the second that I take a step back and be like, wow, okay, I need to be chasing hearts, I need to switch my heart in what I'm doing and the reason why I am doing it, and I have to trust that that reason is going to provide and everything is going to fall into place the way that it is meant to and not the way Brittany is trying to force it. So that's how I'm able to get myself out of it and readjust the course that I'm on.
And is there like is it the physical sensation of you're like, okay, I'm definitely not in joy right now, and I need to take a look at what's actually happening in front of me to make it so I'm not in joy? Like, is that the trigger for you? Is it,
I
what is
feel
it?
I feel it emotionally, physically, and mentally. I'm now to the point where I can actually pinpoint where it hurts and where I feel it. It first starts off with tummy aches. Like I'm gonna be taking a lot of trips to the bathroom because my tummy is gonna be like, oh, this doesn't feel too good, you know. It's like I kind of want to lay down, but I know that I can't, type thing. And then mentally, I go down this rabbit hole of you're not worthy.
Mm,
You're failing. You're never going to do or be anything in this life. And then my emotions start to believe that aspect, and when my emotions start to believe it, then I'm just like a Debbie Downer, down in the dumps type thing. And if somebody asks me a question while I'm trying to work, I'm snippy, I'm angry. Like I'm like, how dare you interrupt this time when I'm trying to write this email for the past 3 hours that I can't just put my mind around, you know? Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
recognize all of these aspects in me, and for me, it is all three things that I have to truly get into check.
yeah, that's so fascinating. Total side note, have you ever heard of Louise Hay?
I haven't.
Oh my gosh. So she's got a book called You Can Heal Your Life.
Oh,
And in the back of the book, there's like um, things that show up in your body and what
mhm.
is the probable cause and what's the new thought pattern. And so, like for me, when I would notice something would show up in my body, at one point in time, I had like kind of lockjaw going on. And I'm like, all right, what's it say in the book? And I look it up and it's like anger and resentment towards somebody. And I'm like, who am I angry and resentful towards? Oh, yeah, an ex-boyfriend who cheated on me. And like said the new thought pattern and the affirmation and like started working through it. And it totally released the pain out of my jaw.
Oh,
Crazy,
that's
right?
so crazy. Well, like, here's a crazy story too. Um, I felt when I was going through like the really, really bad parts of the trauma of the betrayal within the business and stuff. I felt it within my chest and in my back. Like I literally could not take a deep breath if I tried to.
Mm.
Thought it got to the point where it was so insanely painful, like truly, honest to God, pain, pain, pain. And it went up to my jaw, like you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, I'm having a heart attack. Like, oh my gosh, I'm literally having a heart attack right now. And so I got like I put my husband's Apple Watch on to like watch my heart rate and stuff. And it was up at like 270. And no matter what I tried to do, I couldn't get it back down. So I went to the ER. And they did all the tests and they're like, well, you're not having a heart attack. I was like, well, somebody doesn't have 280 just as a resting heart rate or feel pain right here. Like it's all the signs from Google that is telling me that I'm dying right now. So fix me. And I kid you not. That doctor was like, it's just stress. And I was like, oh man, I want to punch you so bad right now. It is not just stress. There's something wrong with me. Oh no, it was my body's response to everything that was happening because I wasn't letting it go.
Yeah, well, and our body will tell us,
Mhm.
right? Especially women, when we listen to it, the body is telling you what you're not looking at. It's fascinating to me.
And we
So,
just ignore it.
say again.
I said, and we just ignore it. We're
We
just like,
ignore it. We're like, oh, I'm sorry, I've got to go and write this email,
oh, a heart attack, I'll survive. I'm
Whatever, it's
fine.
fine. No big deal. As long as I push send before it happens, we're good. Oh my gosh. Well, I want to jump over into the world of events, right? So, we love running and producing at events. I know you've had your own event, but I want to talk about it from the perspective of so many women like us need a different model
Mm,
than the quote unquote bro marketing pieces the world teaches.
burnout.
Um, from the event that you did, I would love to hear, what worked, what hasn't, for you, and um, how have you made it work for you in the way that you're wired?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, the Unstoppable SheEO summits, when you think of the term and the word SheEO, you are going to think of CEO, business related type things. And what I have learned and what my heart is going after, this is exactly what it's supposed to be, is when we were doing the events, the people who were signing up to come weren't even business owners. They were even
Really?
entrepreneurs, yeah. And with the speakers that we had, like I have it specifically where the speakers that they have gone through like just the muck and the mud and they've come out on top and they've scaled, they've done things, right? And I want to talk about the nitty gritty bad parts of it because if you don't talk about that and how you get out of it, I think it's crap for people to get online and say, I made $6 million. And you're like, well, how? And you don't talk about like the times where you literally had to eat ramen noodles and beans for months on end before you got to the point. But what I noticed was there's more breakthrough emotionally and mentally, and people finding their identities and walking in it in confidence than I am on the business aspect of things. Of course, we went over business things, business related things, and people took notes and whatnot. But the second that you can connect with people on an emotional level and they start crying and they start getting invested in that, that's where the true work can come from. And I think that's where the true work can come from for entrepreneurs too. Once you get past that hump and that healing process, you're gonna realize like, oh, that's what makes me unstoppable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. It's actually connecting with you, not the systems and the tactics and all of the spreadsheets and everything else. It's like this is how you end up growing the business. But you were saying it was easy because like you sold out.
Yeah, like everyone asked me like, "Oh my gosh, it must have been so hard," or what have you. No, actually, it was very easy to put this event on. It was just me and one other person that was working, and she was remote. She lived in Virginia. Like, she couldn't do anything here in Texas where I was having it. Like, no. And it was so incredible of how everything just fit together and it worked and
But
it's
you've done the work, right? Like you've done the emotional work, you've done the nervous system regulation, you've listened into your body, you're all of these things, you're listening. And I think that's partly the difference, right? And now we can just easily add on layers to make it that much better, but you've listened. And that's what
yes.
attracted all of the women to the summit.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's actually a really great point because I never sat and thought about this until you just said it. Um, Before the summit, I was working on a course. I'm air quoting for those who are listening to audio. I was working on a course. It was like a blueprint to scale your business, I think is what it was. And it felt nasty, it felt icky, and I felt like I had to finish it because society is telling me this is what people are needing, this is what people are doing, and if you want to be successful with cars, you gotta do something like this, all that other things. And my one of my girls that was working with me at that time, she stopped and she said, "Why don't you take this weekend to just do nothing? And I want you to really think about what you're doing." And so that's exactly what I did. I I sat in that bathtub and I just let everything go. I cried, I did all of the things. And then it just felt all within me like, do your summit, do your summit. Stop being scared.
Mm.
Move, do it. And so that following Monday, I was like, okay, I'm trashing all of this course. It's not what I want to do. I don't give a crap about it. Like, I'm done. And so I spent money on that course. I spent money on people helping me with it, all the things. Mm-mm. I trashed it all of it gone. And from that Monday, there was nothing but peace, happiness, and joy that came from me until all the way up until even 2 weeks after the event even
Mm.
ended. So,
I love that. I love that. And I mean, it's now coming from a place of alignment
mhm.
versus like adrenaline and pushing and hustle.
Yep.
Amazing. Amazing. I love it. Okay. Um, let's dive into the next steps. The next new brave thing for you because you've rebuilt, you've helped other women rise. What's the brave next edge for you?
I I want to make speaking like a full-time gig. It would mm, I thrive being in front of people. That's my home. And to even think about that there are people out there that make income from speaking and telling their story and being who they are, that's the dream for me. It's so
Mm-hmm. I love it so much. Well, share with us um, how can people connect with you if they want to be a part of the community, if they want to dive in and see what it's like. Do you have a way for people to connect with you? Is it on the socials? Is it website? How can they get in the community?
yeah, so the website is britnicole.com, BritNicole.com. You can find literally everything on that website. And then if you want like direct access to me, you can go to Instagram, which is the Instagram.com/its dot Brit, BRIT dot Nicole. And you can just send me DMs there and I will reply back to you.
I love it. I love it. Do you happen to have a gift for our audience today?
Oh, shoot, yeah. So I have never offered this before, but I think it would be really cool to have your audience to come into the Unstoppable SheEO community and experience it for a week. And during that week, they will get access to my energy resets that I talked about, and also the nervous system resets, and just really get down to the foundation basic aspects of why your brain is working the way that it is. Let's put these processes into place so that you can move forward to the next thing.
I love it. Britt, I mean, one of the things that I absolutely love most about your story is it reminds us that we don't have to scale through suffering. And you've also shown us that alignment isn't just a buzzword, it's like literally a business model to go from scrapping something to being in joy and having an event that sells out. Like that's a business model. I'm curious to know what's one truth every woman listening today needs to anchor into.
You're worthy. You are so worthy of all the good things in life. You are worthy to generate your own income. You are worthy enough to step foot into your calling, even if other people may not see that. You are worthy of all of it.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Britt, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Creating Powerful Impact. Please make sure you click in the show notes to grab that free week. Oh my gosh, amazing. And connect with her on Instagram and all the socials. Until next time, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Take care. Thank you so much for listening to the Creating Powerful Impact podcast. If you are a successful coach, speaker, author, or thought leader who would like to be on this program, simply visit creatingpowerfulimpact.com/guest. If you are someone who got something out of this interview, would you please do me a favor and share this episode on social media? Just do a quick screenshot with your phone and text it to a friend or post it on your socials. Also, if you know somebody that would be a great guest, tag them on social media to let them know about the show and include the hashtag Creating Powerful Impact. I love seeing all of your posts and great guest selections. We are regularly putting out new episodes and content. To make sure you don't miss any episodes, go ahead and subscribe. Your thumbs up, ratings, and reviews go a long way to help promote the show, and they really mean a lot to me and my team. Want to know more about us? Head on over to our website, graceandeaseproductions.com, or follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Just look for Grace and Ease Productions on your favorite platform. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.